Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to the FTB Sports LFC preview show. That is what this is. If you don't know, get to know. Right? Before we get into formalities, get on the likes, get on the subscribe, get on the sharing. And if you're subscribing, make sure you hit that little bell in the corner because I want you to get notifications whenever we are running this show. Thank you very much. Now, let me introduce myself without further ado. My name is FTB Stitches. You can find me on all the socials. Make sure you follow me. I'll give you updates on what's going on and what information I have. Right. This show would not be this show without my fellow hosts. Right. So without much ado, let me take you straight over to Pato, aka Queenie, aka Anfield correspondence, our proper legit Scouser. Welcome to the show, my dear. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Absolutely delighted. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody.
Love it. Love it. And as I said, this is a dynamic trio. Forget dynamic duo. We're doing a trio over here. And it's not complete without my main guy, Stony, Mr. Too Cool for School, Mr. AKA the Gal Dem Sugar. There's a whole story behind that, but we're not going to get into it right now. I should actually add the Scouse Gal Dem Sugar. Stony, I love it. I love it. Welcome, brother. Welcome to the show again.
Good evening. Good evening.
Right. I hope you guys are feeling the energy. Yeah, I'm feeling positive. Right, there's a lot for us to cover this today. We're gonna try and keep it short because we know short and sweet, just like me. That's how we like to do this. Do you know what I'm saying? But let's get into it. It is Sheffield United versus LFC. That's what we're talking about today. But before we go into that, on a slightly somber note, guys, this club keeps taking blows.
Yeah.
From all directions. What is going on? Who did we upset? Who are we cursed? Did someone cross the road after a black cat walked across it? Have we walked under ladders? Have we broken a glass somewhere? What is going on? Someone talk to me.
It's so unfortunate in the circumstances that happened as well. So sad.
Completely sad.
And again, you can't get over there to see him.
Yeah. Look, if for those of you who don't know what's going on, because I didn't really describe it because we got straight into it, we're talking about Alisson Becker, our goalkeeper, our hero on many occasions, who has unfortunately lost his father this week. By all accounts, it was a swimming accident and he drowned. And our heart goes out to him. You know, it's a tough time for everybody out there right now with this whole COVID thing. But then to have that kind of accident take place and be unable to be with your loved ones and your family right now, it's a lot. It's a lot, guys. You know, we don't want to dwell on it too much, but we just want to let you know, Alisson, you never walk alone, sir. You never walk alone. We're right here with you. I'm sure my co-presenters on the show agree totally. I don't know if you guys want to say a few words before we move on and get into the show. Pato.
May rest in peace.
Yeah.
Stony, do your thing.
Just really to extend on what you were saying as well, Stitches as well. It's a testing time for a lot of people globally. It's important that we remain close to everybody, check in, even if it's a short message, and make sure everybody's in a good place. But just extend as well, just to say, you know, rest in peace. And Alisson, we're all here for you as well.
Thank you very much, guys. Anyway, look, let's try and raise the spirits. Let's talk about, there's a lot going on with our club right now, man. We just keep taking these blows, but listen, we stay positive because, you know, as our song shows, at the end of the storm, you know, it's clear skies, bright blue skies, you know what I mean? The sun shines there. So we are confident that we can turn this around. But let's look into things. Before we get into it, right, I just want to share some stats with you guys. So looking at our head-to-head against Sheffield United, right, in the last 5 games that we've met them, they've not beaten us. You know, they've scored 2 goals, we scored 10. It's clear how they come to play this game by the number of yellow cards you can see on there. It's going to be robust. It's going to be physical. I actually think there's a bit of extra needle in this, in that our manager does not like their manager, and their manager does not like our manager. It's clear as day. Guys, what are you saying? What do you think, Stoney? What do you make of that head-to-head record? Sorry.
No problem. Do you know, it's a strange one. And I think over the last few weeks, it seems like anything that I've actually been saying on the show goes in a complete reverse, right? So I may be the person that doesn't have the good luck.
Are you the jinx?
I think the external fans, so anybody that's not associated with Liverpool, they'll probably say that records are there to be broken. I don't think we really need to extend on the game that we played prior to this. And there was a record that stood for a long period of time, and unfortunately that went. So I probably think that you probably got Sheffield United that are probably hoping that they're going to change with their luck and probably come away with a result, whether it's 1 point or 3 points. But as you said, look, the stats hold us in a good position. You're right, the amount of yellow cards as well. That's going to actually be quite interesting in the game tomorrow. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to another good game as well, and just to see how we actually set up. So that's the main thing. But yeah, good record so far.
Yeah. Pato, let me just fling that up for you again so you can see that, Pato. What are your thoughts on our head-to-head in the last 5 games?
You see,
Pato?
yeah. The thing is, actually, the last time we played them at Anfield, we just played Everton then as well. We come off the back of playing Everton. Records, as Stoney's just said, are to be broken. It's been the most unusual season ever. And the records that have been broken has been... So I don't want to actually think anything of that, because at the end of the day, this team is at the bottom of the division. They're at the bottom of the league. So they're desperate. They're fighting a bigger fight than us. They've got a bigger fight than us. So I'm very optimistic about this game, actually. Very optimistic. And just touching on the point what you said about Jürgen and Chris Wilder having not getting on. The only thing is Chris Wilder's actually, his family are from Liverpool, and he's actually a Liverpool fan. And he used
to...
Pardon?
It's interesting. He doesn't act like one.
Chris Wilder's family are still here in Liverpool. He used to go to the match to Anfield when he was in the early 70s as a Liverpool fan. All his family are still Liverpool fans. In fact, his cousin lives in our road there, Van Wilder. So I've got all the information for you guys.
So if he don't behave himself, can we send you round, Pato?
Of course.
Send you round to deal with the business.
Don't worry.
You know what I mean?
Another thing about the Sheffield United, they've also got another 2 Scousers in the team. One isn't playing, but one is. And that's Jack O'Connell, who's even his girlfriend's a Scouser. Wow. They support Liverpool, always have done, always will do, all the family do. But lucky enough, Jack's not playing. I think he's probably secretly pleased about that. And the other Scouser is John Lundstrom.
Yeah.
The Liverpool supporter also. And all his family are too.
So there's a lot of connections there.
That's going to be how interesting.
Yeah, very, very connected. Look, I want to take a moment to just welcome all our viewers there. Welcome Nicholas Ali to viewership. Thank you very much for joining us this evening, sir. And we appreciate all our viewers. Please make sure you interact, put in some comments, ask us questions, whatever it is. We will try to get to all of them. Now, just my take on that whole, thing with the managers. I just feel like, there's a British view that, this is the British bastion, isn't he? Last season, he was the darling of the media. The Sheffield United manager, Wilder, he was well liked for the way his team went about their business. People were, really, really all over him. And it's interesting because we sold them a striker this season, and he's their like record signing, but they hardly play him. Now, there may be loads of reasons as to why. And, you know, this is not the show for us to explore that. But, you know, one of the things I wanted to say is I'm surprised that he went to that club, because I actually predicted that they wouldn't do too well this season. I predicted that that second season syndrome was going to come in. I didn't think their style of football would suit Brewster, and I don't think it does. So it was a very strange transfer, in my opinion. But nevertheless, I'm glad he's not playing, because if he was playing, I would consider him to be quite a threat. Other than that, who else do you see in that Sheffield United team that could potentially be a worry for us? I'm going to go to Pato with that one first. Who do you think in their squad we need to keep an eye on?
Do you know what, though? I'm actually surprised. Do you think he could possibly bring Brewster on? I've been thinking about this, you see. I'm thinking, is he actually going to
you think he's starting
that quest of prove to me you want to be at my club? Yeah. You know, it's always a way of doing it. So we may get some play. He may. I think the dangers are going to be actually Phil Jagielka, because he is good in defence. He was with Everton, wasn't he? He's a powerhouse. He's going to try and stop. He'll be trying to stop R3, of course, definitely. Yeah. And I think for them also a danger will be Ollie McBurney. Ollie McBurney.
McBurney, Mr. I wear my socks around my ankles, Ollie.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's a throwback, isn't he? He's a bit of a throwback, isn't he? Yeah. Yeah, in terms of old school striker, you know, rough and rugged, wear my socks around my ankles. I go in hard, I play fast. I'm ready to tussle with any centre back. That's what I think of when I see McBurney. Okay, well, look, Stoney, what are your thoughts? I mean, what I'm getting out of what Pato's saying is that, you know, Brewster potentially could get a start. So that'll be interesting. And also, you know, potentially McBurney might be a danger man. What are your thoughts on that? And Jagielka, do you agree?
I think, yeah, definitely agree with all of the points Pato was saying there. I think that they'll probably continue to play with Goldrich up front, and Billy Sharp he's actually had quite a good season. You know, as much as what has he done? He's been playing through all of the actual divisions up to the Premier League. And you're right, in the first season at Sheffield United, he didn't manage to actually have much game time. But, you know, I'm not saying that I have the stats in front of me, but Billy Sharp has had a lot of game time this season, and he's actually had a very good impact for Sheffield United. So I can probably see them playing the 3-5-2 tomorrow with Billy Sharp and McGoldrick up front. Danger men for me. Do you know what I think? Is it John Fleck that plays in midfield for them? Fleck.
Yeah. John Lundstrom.
I can actually see Fleck actually being a danger man. I'm not saying that Sheffield United have had performance where they've probably lit up the Premiership this season. But if there's any player for me that's actually stood out for this season, I said it's Billy Sharp and Fleck. It will be interesting to see how Sunderberg plays, their midfielder. He was there. Was it prior to?
Isn't he out? Isn't he injured?
I was wondering about that.
I think
that's the one that I'm thinking may be the little wild card. All right. Yeah. He's actually played all right in midfield for them. But yeah, for me, I'm probably looking at Billy Sharp offensively, top end, and I'm looking for Fleck in the middle of the park. Who I would like to actually play is I know he's never going to play, right? So this is actually me being sarcastic. I think they should chuck in Jack Rodwell. He's still there, ain't he?
And still playing football?
He's still Jack Rodwell is still earning a wage from football. He's still earning a wage.
If I had a hat, I'd take it off to him.
Yeah, like that's absolutely amazing. Yeah, so he's still out there. But yeah, 3-5-2. Yeah, 3-5-2, Billy Sharp and Fleck. Those are going to be the danger men. And I believe that Brewster's going to have an opportunity to play, but I can actually see him coming on probably about 60 minutes.
So, Nicholas is putting a comment there. He could, but is there a clause where Brewster doesn't play this season? I haven't heard of anything like stating that. So I don't think that's it. So look, my danger men, there's a few danger men, but I don't know if they're all going to play. Sanderberg is definitely one that I have to highlight because he scored against us in the previous game. So he definitely needs to be highlighted. But I'm going to go a bit left field with my next one, McGoldrick. McGoldrick is going to be a danger. I think all the good things that they do go through this player. And I think that he's a wily striker that's been around the block. And, he's capable. He's definitely capable. And I think most of the good stuff that Sheffield United do goes through him. I think that aside from that, I'm looking at Ollie Burke. Ollie Burke seems to be their more creative midfielder. I know you named Billy Sharp, and yet you can't write him out. But I just think McGoldrick and Sanderberg are the two that concern me the most. The other thing I would say is that a striker that they've got, Lis Mousset, he was a bit of a problem last season, but he hasn't seemed to hit those heights yet this season. And I don't want to jinx the thing by pointing him out and then he goes and steps up against us. But on his day, he could be a complete handful. Is he injured? Good. Sorry, I don't wish ill on no one, but I'm glad because given our defensive state at the moment, it could be worries in the dance because he could definitely cause us one or two problems. Right. So look, let's take in some more comments before we move on. The Tottenham, the Hotspur hustler, as he's saying, if Liverpool don't beat Sheffield United, what then? How many poor results before questions start getting asked? We'll come to that in a minute. I don't like that kind of negative angle because questions will be asked, but not by Liverpool fans. Questions will be asked by the media. Questions will be asked by rival fans. But, anyone who has eyes, anyone who has an understanding of the game knows why we're in this position. As much as they want to deny it, they know why. But we'll come to that in a minute because that's part of the show that we want to cover. We're still talking about players. Nicholas has suggested that Jagielka, Lundstrom are potential players to watch. We've got the Hotspur hustler mentioning Alisson, and after the loss of his player, is he going to be playing? That's to be seen. Everyone handles grief differently, from my perspective, and I think Klopp is obviously someone who can empathise with what Alisson is going through right now. And I think that collectively they'll make the right decision. I trust them to do that. So let's go back then and explore this question that the Tottenham Hotspur hustler asked. If we don't beat Sheffield United, what then? How important is this game, guys? How much pressure do you think we as a team are under? How much pressure do you think Klopp is under? And what do you think are the ramifications of us perhaps losing this game, which I don't even want to think about, but the question's been asked, so let's explore it. Pato, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, as Jürgen said in his press conference today, it's each game at a time. And of course, it is a challenge for both teams. We're both fighting different ends of the spectrum, aren't we? So it is a must-win game, of course. We're still fighting for that top four, but it's each game at a time. We do have to just knuckle in. Hopefully, we've got Jota back. He really praised Jota in training. Did you hear him?
I saw that.
Really quite excited about Jota. So Jota must be being absolutely brilliant at training. So I do think he's definitely going to be playing. Alisson hasn't been training, and I don't think he will be playing. Actually,
you don't think he will be?
I don't think so. I know he hasn't been training. I know he's.
Okay, well, we're going to come to our lineup shortly, and then we'll discuss who we think is going to be playing and whatnot. But before then, Stoney, what's your thoughts on this question here? Let me hear you, what you're thinking.
Yeah, as you said, just really to extend, it's a really good question by the Hotspur hustler as well. I think every game that we've been playing or intend to play that are still in our fixtures are actually important. And, you know, it's an interesting thing because even though we haven't got the results that we would like and that our club expect from our players and what the players actually expect from themselves, I think if our actual performances had been off par or we hadn't been creating opportunities or to use a simple word, if we had actually been playing rubbish, then I think there'd actually be a concern. But I don't know whether we just probably need, and I know we don't always get it, we just need a bit of a luck somewhere. The ball needs to bounce off a pigeon and go into the goal, or just something at the moment just to actually
something just needs to go our way.
Yeah, something just to get that spark actually reignited. I don't know whether Klopp needs to give our players some hot ginger with some pimento seeds and a bit of sliced lemon. Just to
I was just about to say, don't forget the lemon. Do not forget the lemon.
So yeah, I believe, you know, probably just a little bit of luck. I know sometimes you can create your own luck, and as you said, if we had been playing substandard, then I think we can probably privately question the progression we're currently making. But you know, it's going to come, and hopefully it's going to come sooner or later. I think probably for Sheffield United, they're going to come into a game thinking that teams can actually get results from us at Anfield, so they're probably going to come with a little bit more confidence than they probably would have been in past fixtures. But as you said, we remain positive, and we look forward to coming away from the result with 3 points.
Yeah. So let me break, from my perspective, let me break this question down. If we don't beat Sheffield United, you know, ordinarily it wouldn't even be a thought in our minds. But yes, we are in not great form. Whatever the reasons may be, we're not in great form, in my mind, results-wise. It doesn't necessarily mean, if you're actually watching the games, we're out there peppering teams. It just, as you said, that rubber the green. It's like, if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. Yeah. If there's a decision to be made, a 50-50, it's going to go against us. If someone's going to get injured, it will be our player. If a goalkeeper's going to have an absolute worldie, it will be against us. It just seems like this season is just one of those mad seasons.
Yeah.
And I'm absolutely all over what Pato said. We take it game by game. Klopp has said that. I said that a while back, that it's just one of those things. We just need to get that win, start building a momentum. I thought we had it against Leipzig and we could go off of that. But, you know, what happened last week. But we just need to just start building a bit of momentum. We've got a lot of games coming on in a short space of time. We're starting to get some bodies back that can really impact. I'm looking forward to potentially seeing someone like Naby Keita coming back into the fold after his specialist program. I'm looking at Jota coming back into the fold. As we've already mentioned, he was looking fantastic in training this week. I think that there are layers to this question, and the layers are this. How does it look to the media if we lose? They've already got their stall set out about the story. Their agendas are out there. We're the worst champions since the beginning of champions, which isn't true because there's actually a table that shows
Chelsea.
People that are well. There's about
Chelsea 2005, Chelsea 2006. People need to look back at those stats. And that's the truth. Yeah.
Leicester City. So there are a lot of worse things, but it doesn't suit the agenda, right? So people will say, you know, we're the worst champs. Okay, great. Have your say, right? Then you've got the rival fans. They've been waiting for this kind of thing to happen for almost 3 years. So I don't blame them. This is their moment. They've been praying, muttering under their breaths, not a bit frustrated in not being able to get at us. Now they're getting the opportunity. I fully expect them to milk it. But deep down in their souls, I know it burns you to know that this ain't going to last forever. These set of circumstances will change. So are we under pressure? No. Does Klopp have to worry about his job, like the media starting to start an inch towards? I don't believe so. The guy leaves when he wants to leave, right? That's the bottom line. He leaves when he wants to leave. And I think that, you know, as a team, they're still playing for him. The effort is still out there. I don't think it's obviously not great if we lose, but I think this season is a complete write-off. Complete write-off, right? We just got to try and finish as high as we can and then take it from there, right? That's how I see it. Now,
Champions League.
We're still in the Champions League, and what do I say every week? European royalty. You understand? If we're in that tournament, don't write us off at your peril, because we could do a madness. Yeah, we could do a madness at any given time. So I'm all good. So look, the Hotspur Hustler. I hope we covered your question off nicely. Thank you for the question. It was a good talking point on the show. I want us to now start exploring the LFC starting lineup. This is one of my favorite bits of the show, because when we do the post-match, we can always review, see which one of us got the closest. Pato, do you want to take it away and start with what you think our lineup is? Because I know you always have a little bit of inside track knowledge. So let's go with you first. What do you think the lineup looks like?
Okay, it's been really tricky, hasn't it, this week, and it's been tricky for me. God knows how Jürgen's coping. But so it's all we don't know is Fabinho playing. We don't know. So I'm going to go Robertson, Fabinho. If it's not Fabinho, it's going to be Nat Phillips. Okay, Kabak, and then Trent Alexander-Arnold. Yeah. Now in the midfield, we don't. Again, is Milner. How's Milner's injury going? Again, we don't know. So it could be him. If not, it could be him. Thiago again. We don't know. Could it be Keita? So I'm more going to go for Jones, Ginny. But I think Ginny actually needs a rest, so I don't think he'll play the full 90 minutes. And I'm going to go Thiago. I think Thiago will be playing. And up front, our normal three, Salah, Firmino, and Sadio Mane. And in goal, I think it's going to be Keller, but not 100%. I think it's going to be on the day, but I do think it could possibly be Keller.
Okay, right. So, Stoney, what is your team much different from that? What are you thinking?
Not much different. I think just to extend on what Pato was saying as well. I know Klopp's last press conference. I think one of the journalists were asking, about Alisson and whether he's going to play as well. And I think Klopp, rightly so, said that he's not going to be answering any questions on it. He's not going to be drawn into it, which I thought was a nice professional answer as well. So I think it will probably be.
He actually said, "I haven't even thought about that."
Yeah.
They were words.
Yeah.
Said, I haven't even.
Because he's so human. He's so human.
Thank you.
He's just a human being.
Yeah. So you're right. I think the decision will be made, privately, and we'll see whether it will be Alisson or Keller. Whichever goalie actually plays tomorrow, I still have full confidence in their ability anyway. So yeah, I think it's strange. I like to see Liverpool make an adjustment to their formation tomorrow actually, and just play a 4-2-3-1. So Nat Phillips and Kabak, both of our centre backs. Trent, Robbo, just completing the back four. I'd like to see Gigi and Curtis playing the two holding midfielders. Salah on the left, Mane on the right, and either Shaq or Thiago in the ambush with Bobby up front. So a 4-2-3-1. Because I know we actually played a few times. We actually played that formation last season. There was even sometimes we actually reverted to a 4-4-2. And when we played that 4-2-3-1, we just created so much more opportunities. I know when we purchased Jota was actually part of that front three as well, and he was moving from the left, the central position, and over to the right. I know Jota's may not feature tomorrow, but that 4-2-3-1, I'd like to see us actually play with the personnel that I actually mentioned.
He may actually switch to that if he brings them on throughout the game.
Yeah. But I'd like to see that there.
It's an interesting take. So for me, there's a comment here from Nicholas saying Adrian might get to play. Haven't seen him much this season. And so the goalkeeper question, I think you're spot on. Klopp handled it perfectly. I think it's a conversation between Alisson and the manager, and a decision will be made off the back of that. Keller, I understand, has a slight injury. So I don't think he plays. He hasn't, from what I've been reading, he's got a slight knock, which means that we would be going to our third choice keeper, which is Adrian. Which, listen, Adrian, you never walk alone. Like, you've been a hero at moments, but he's got a touch of, the Calamity Jones is in him. And a worry for me is Sheffield United are going to be a team that are looking for set pieces.
Yeah.
They're going to be looking to rough us up in the penalty area at set pieces and get that knockdown. And you need a commanding goalkeeper, commanding presence there. So that cause me some concern. But I think we've had a week off since the last game, near enough. So I think Klopp goes with a super strong team. I actually think he does. I think he goes Trent at right back. I think there's still a question about what happens at centre back. I think if Fabinho's fit, he's going to be playing centre back alongside Kabak. That's just what I think. I don't know what's going on with Davis at the moment. He had a slight knock recently, but I don't know if he's shown enough yet to warrant getting brought in. But I wouldn't listen. If Klopp decided to go Davis and Kabak, I'd be equally happy, because that would then mean Fabinho would be an option again in defensive midfield position. And I think that's been pivotal, because the impact of that is that Thiago's then freed up to play a more advanced role, and so's Curtis. And I think those players are more effective in that position. Or if he's not available, I think we see Gini playing the holding role, and I see Curtis and Thiago playing a more advanced. You might even see a left field decision and Ox getting a start. So we'll see. Or Naby. I really want to see Naby Keita back in. But I get it. We've got to be patient. But I think Naby's a game changer. He's a complete game changer. On the left, it's going to be Robbo, in my opinion. And then up front, I think he's going with a trusted three. It's going to be Mane on the left, Firmino in the middle, and on the right, you're going to have Salah. That's how I believe, it's going to pan out. If he does go 4-2-3-1 and Jota gets a start, I think, I'd be equally happy with that as well. But we're starting to have options again. You noticing that? We're starting to have options again. So that's a far cry from where we've been. So that's definitely positive. And then, this is my favorite bit in terms of who is the pivotal man for LFC going into this game.
Pato, would you like to go first?
Yeah, Pato.
Sorry.
Who's going to be the pivot? Again, it depends who plays. As I think if Jota gets a game, I think he's going to be one to watch. I think he'll. Well, I'm hoping not, obviously, but I think if he comes on, he'll score. I do think he'll come on and score. I think who else may get used towards the end of the game as well will be a Vigi.
Oh,
yeah, the forgotten man.
Yeah,
Forgotten man. That's a good shout. What about yourself then, Stoney? Who do you think is going to be pivotal?
For myself, I'm going for Curtis Jones.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going for Curtis Jones. I just our team's wonderful, our squad's wonderful. I just can't see it. I just can't see past Curtis Jones at the moment. The last few games, as he said, the results haven't gone our way, but his performances have been really, really, really good. Still love the way he's playing. Still love the way he's actually progressing. So if Curtis is playing, Curtis Jones is going to be my man of the match. And if Curtis Jones is not selected for whatever reason, then my man of the match is going to be Shaq, because I do believe that he's going to play tomorrow and have a very big impact.
Okay, fair enough. My pivotal man is Salah.
Okay.
I just think that, Salah's been not in the best form, but he's still made the difference this season. I think that we're going to be relying on him. I think that Jota, potentially, if he plays, could have a massive impact as well, because he was in absolutely blistering form before he got injured. And I'm hoping he comes back and can pick up from where he left off. And I see that Alan, Ice Pick Mafosa, is in agreement with me that Mo Salah is the main guy that's going to, be pivotal in the game. listen, it is what it is. We fully expect that, it's going to be a battle of attrition, but I have faith in our players to deliver the goods, as I always do. This can't last forever. Yeah,
No.
It can't last forever. We will rise up and come again. And I think that the rest of the league are actually tentatively worried about when that's going to take place. Backs are against the wall, media's against us, everyone's bantering us, and I think it's time. But look, one of the things I wanted to do, which is to freshen up this show now, put you guys on the spot a little bit. I'm sorry, right? But we're gonna have a little bit of trivia, right? And our listeners, you could join in as well, right? So I wanted to ask, can anybody tell me the last time that Sheffield United beat Liverpool? Please don't Google it. Just try and come with the answer. Like, when was the last time Sheffield United beat Liverpool? Right?
I don't know. 90s.
I have no idea. Do you know what? You know what that's going to be? You know what it's going to be quite interesting, as you said. That's a good trivia question, right? Because we haven't been in the same leagues for a long period of time. So that's a bit of a clue. Yeah. So I wonder if the result came that it would have been in one of a cup game. So what year and what time period? Unfortunately, I have no idea, but I believe it would have been a cup game.
Yeah, I think a cup game.
So the last time they beat us, and I did Google it because I didn't know the answer to this, I'm just going to keep it 100%, as I always do, was in 1999.
Right? 90s.
90s. They beat us in 1999. It was a 1-0 victory. I'm trying to recall, because I was looking at this earlier on today. I'm trying
cup game.
Who scored the goal, and if it was a cup game, I can't remember. But yeah, it was definitely way back when in 1999. It was So for me, I think that was. Hang on a minute.
1999. Who did Brian Dean used to play for Sheffield United up front? Brian Dean.
I think listen, you're taking me back now, right?
Oh, so I bet you someone like Brian Dean who scored.
Yeah, you're taking me back. I think you're taking me back.
That's fine. That's all right.
Hang on, I'm thinking about this. I think I've got my information wrong.
Okay, no problem.
Oh, cool.
Anyway, look, we will come back to that because there is going to be a post-match show. There will be a
post. What do you think, guys? What scores?
Yeah. What's the scores? Predictions? You want the score predictions? Okay, let's go.
This is my favourite bit.
This is your favourite bit. Let's get straight to it then. Let's get straight to it. I'm not going to go first. Ladies first. Total cop-out, but ladies first.
No, I'm normally good at the scores.
Yep.
It's just so.
I got it right last week. I just got it right the wrong way round.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Okay, I'm going to say. Oh, I'm going to go with actually 1-0 win Liverpool.
1-0. Okay.
1-0 win Liverpool, because that's something that tends to happen to Sheffield United this season. I think it seems to be little 1-0 wins that they've been getting beat by.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to go 1-0 Liverpool.
1-0. What about yourself?
Diego Jota scored and also comes on and scores, saves the day. Hero.
I think that we are going to be breached. So I do believe that we are going to concede a goal. I can see you were mentioning about Billy Sharp and Goldrick up front. I can see those two experienced forwards. If we do play with Kabak and Nat Phillips, I think we're going to get two experienced forwards from Sheffield United, really testing the experience and knowledge of our two centre backs. So I'm going for a 2-0 victory for Liverpool. Curtis Jones with a brace. All right.
Just talking of Curtis,
Stitches, I've got a feeling you're going to say a big goal difference now. Come on, let's hear it.
Talking of Curtis Jones, just before I give you my prediction, he's been going under the radar, as pointed out by Alan. You know, how great he's been playing this season, and the media seem not to be taking note of it. And I'm happy for that. Yeah. Like, for it to go under the radar and for him to keep performing. Like, you know, we don't want their scrutiny because they haven't got a lot to say anyway. But yeah, I agree. What I will say in terms of my prediction, I'm going 3-1 to Liverpool. I think that we're just going to have too much for them. That's what I think. I fully expect the park bus because that's how everyone lines up against us now. The two banks of 4 or 5, 4 and a 5.
He normally throws 5 in the middle, doesn't he?
Yeah, so that's how I see it going. They're going to try to hit us aerially. I think you might have a point about Nat Phillips because he's very good in the air, and this might be made for him. But those two wily strikers. But I think we're gonna go 3-0. I think we are. I think they're gonna concede. And I think that our players they're ready. I feel like it's been coming and it's just not got over the hill. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think this is the match where it happens. So I'm going 1-3. Sheffield United 1, Liverpool 3. Let's see what some of the listeners are predicting. Oh, Alan agrees with me. He's thinking it's 3-1 Liverpool as well. We've got Hamza, who's stopped trolling for a second to actually make a prediction, and he's gone 1-0. Nicholas has gone 4-2 to Liverpool. Okay. 4-2 to Liverpool. That would be interesting. I don't feel it could be. Mr. B, welcome to the show. Mr. B's predicting that it's going to be 1-0 to Sheffield United. Shock. Shock that he would make that prediction. But it's all good. Welcome Zacchaeus Forbes to the show as well. We're close to wrapping up though, guys, because you know we like to keep it short and sweet, as I said, like me. I look forward to the post-match show, which will be half an hour after the game on Sunday. So 9:45, join us for our post-match show, and we will be having a special guest with us on Sunday night. It's the one and only Ian Brewster, Rhian Brewster's dad. So it'll be interesting to see if Rhian gets a game. Ian will be joining us to discuss all things. He's a massive Liverpool fan and a good friend of mine, someone that, you know, I have a lot of respect for. He's got some very interesting, you know, takes on things. So we'll be welcoming him into the show. So please set your alarm, put it in your diaries. 9:45 Sunday night, post-match show. And you know, without further ado, gonna wrap it up there. Adam Morris with just a 2-2 prediction there. Thank you everyone for logging in. Hamza, yes, we know it's all banter, mate. Thank you very much for your comments, and thank you for joining us on our show and to, you know, keep supporting us. We appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. Pato, you've been amazing as always. Stoney, you've been great. And I think I've been all right as well, if I want to pat myself on the back. Guys, do you have any last words before we wrap it up?
Come on, you red men, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Win. Let's fight. Keep fighting.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
On, let's go. Move forward and march on. You'll never walk.
Tony, you got any last words for them?
My last words is no injury for either team. Good performance and 3 points for Liverpool.
Please, yes. Gods, any gods, Buddha, Jehovah, do you know what I mean? Allah, everybody, please. You've done the most. Yeah? We've taken it all. Allow it. Just allow it, please. All right, guys. Look, it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much, guys. Look forward to sharing the show with you guys next week. You know, and look forward to wrapping it up, and hopefully we're on the side of a correct victory. Take it easy, and as Jerry Springer used to say, take care of each other. I love it. Take care, guys. Bye.